How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
The following podcast is brought to you exclusively by the Rad Rob Radio Network.
On this week's edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr., we'll be talking about the new announcer for BowlTV and, well, the incredible mistakes that he made this week already during USBC Masters. We're also going to take a look at the standings and see who's leading the pack and who is just below the cut line. We'll also have the Imbecile of the Week. Straight Up 5 starts now.
Hey guys, Chuck Ritchie here, formerly of BowlTV.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Schaefer of track staff at Valley Bowling Center in Waverly, New York.
And you're listening to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr.
Yo, the boys from Straight Up 5, Rad Rob, Dr Ocho, and of course JP Jr.
Pick it out. Fear the fro, baby.
Welcome to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. A hard-hitting, in-depth, cutting-edge look into the world of bowling. This podcast will not only cover all things bowling, but will also give you a raw look into real-life issues. You'll get unfettered access into the mind of one of the most gifted bowlers of this or any other generation.
Strike, and they claim it. Somebody does it!
So without further ado, let's introduce you to the hosts of the show. Rad Rob, Rob Francois. Rad Rob, Rob Francois. Dr Ocho. Dr Ocho. And the incomparable Johnny Petraglia Jr. Johnny Petraglia Jr.
Hey guys, welcome to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. I am your host, Rad Rob, Rob Francois. This is episode 110. We'll be talking about all things Bon Jovi tonight. Special edition of Straight Up 5 featuring Bon Jovi. Kyle Michalowski's in the house. Doyle Irons, Billy M. Amanda Moore, welcome, everybody. Welcome those watching on YouTube, Johnny P's Facebook page, or our Twitter account, Straight Up 5. If you're not following us on Twitter or X or whatever they call it now with the young kids. Hold on. Hello, Fred. Fuck the USBC. That's correct. That's good. Peacock, what's going on, brother? Follow us on X at Straight Up 5 Podcast. That's Straight Up the number 5 Podcast on X and Instagram. Let's bring in our first co-host. He is the man with the golden mask. He also has white headphones for the first time since I've known him. Usually they're colored, but tonight they're white. He is the resident doctor of Straight Up 5, the man with the largest guns on this show, Dr. Ocho. Good evening, sir.
Okay, Archie Bunker. We don't say those words anymore. What's wrong with you? Who else are you trying to, you're saying white and colored now? Jesus Christ.
I didn't even think about it. That's
Well, that's because you're not a smart guy. Doctor, they give doctorates to smart people. They give Popeyes hats to others.
Hello, Nicole. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Nicole. And also, we are not sponsored by Popeyes. We're sponsored by Manscaped. It's not Popeyes, even though that tagline gets played more than anyone. We are sponsored by Manscaped. And I don't know. I'm the only man in the house here, so that's why I'm scaped.
Hello, Skyers. I would never leave you out. You were near and dear to my heart. Robert Eckhoff.
A lot of people already being whiny tonight. Like, what about me? Where's my guy? What about me, boss? How about me, boss? And one for you. Yeah. And what about me, boss? One for you.
Yeah.
And me, boss? One for you.
Nico Pujar's in the house. Hello, Nico. Our correspondent for our Facebook group. If you're not following us on Facebook, follow us at Straight Up 5 Podcast. All right, let's bring in, hopefully this one of these people have finally learned to hit the cutoff man, and our host. He is the sexiest man in the world. I'm not going through the whole spiel. It's Johnny Petraglia Jr. You took up half our time, Ocho. So
I like
Johnny.
I like what you did there. Nice League of Their Own reference in lieu of Evelyn. Which I obviously wanted to say hello to everybody. So now that she did, what's up, guys? Good to be here, as always. Missed you. Sorry, I'm obviously still a little bit under the weather. Ocho, seriously, I should have been there tonight, but man, I've been fighting all sorts of shit this week. So trying to get back to here.
Yeah, buddy. Sorry, you don't feel good, man. Hopefully, you kick out soon. But I love your hat, by the way.
Yeah, I know you're stealing Rob's gimmick. By the way, like we can't have two guys like just stealing the gimmick. You know, that's.
I mean, right now I'm not 100%, but I'm back to normal. I'm about 78.
Like if you show up with a mask and then start sneezing, then like you literally stole everyone's gimmick on the show.
I have worn a mask before, so it could happen. It could happen. So, gentlemen, we're not going to waste your time. We're literally going to get to Imbecile of the Week right now because that's the topic that's on everyone's minds. So here we go. Hit the right button, dumbass.
It's time for everybody's favorite segment.
If you guys don't know how to use a seatbelt, just ring your call button and Tommy will come back there and hit you on the head with a tack hammer.
You know, Lloyd, just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
Here's the Imbecile of the Week.
Some people are really stupid.
Speaking of being fucking stupid, as the intro says.
We're not even bleeping it. All right.
I got to change my name to Unfettered Rob.
Yeah, Unfettered.
Yes.
I thought it said fattered actually, so I thought it fit really. So
nice.
I didn't have my cheaters on, but that's all right.
Nice.
That's like really fattered nice. Rad Rob. I was like, well, maybe we are sponsored by Popeyes. Good to go.
I'm working on that.
We got fattered.
Still early.
We this week's Imbecile Week comes to us courtesy of BowlTV, one of their new announcers. I got a picture of this jabroni here. There we go. Ben Davis. Apparently, he's done some commentary for UFC. It's some sumo thing. He's a commissioner of some sumo league. That's weird. I know, Ocho, you don't sumo wrestle anymore, do you?
Stop.
Yeah, way to stop that one. Appreciate that.
It's a hobby, but just for a YouTube.
So this kid's about what? What do you say, Johnny? Like 24, 25, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, doesn't have that many followers or subs as of yet, but
he really doesn't.
Looks like he's relatively new in the field. But regardless of that, if you do get a gig, you would think that you would get a little bit of understanding of exactly what you're covering before you just like jump right in, right? And I think that's the whole thing that's so ignorant about it. It'd be like bringing somebody who's brand new to the sportscasting world of, say, football, and they go in and they say, and here's Tom Brady for the New England Patriots. Like, it's so embarrassing. It's such a knock on the sport of bowling to have somebody who literally knows next to nothing about it and is going out there and delivering that he knows nothing about it. I do
remember calling Parker Peter Parker. I swear to God. I swear on my life, because I remember everything. I had a trapdoor memory, and the one bowling event that I watched, I swear that Rob Stone called him Peter Parker. So apparently Rob Stone that's kind of. So at least it's Parker getting ripped on every time unintentionally, but like that's pretty awful. Very awful.
At least that's a bit of a joke. This guy literally.
I don't think it was a joke. I do not. I promise you. Somebody go fact check. I do not think it was a joke because he said it a few times unintentionally, and then I think Randy had to correct him. We're talking mid-00s ish, and that's when my brain was really active.
Fair enough, but I think he's atoned for his sins with all the work he's done that Belmo told us about. But regardless, this guy literally had his broadcasting partner say his correct name right after he said it, and then the jackass went and said it again. I have a clip for you guys of a couple of things that he butchered.
Still butchered it, okay.
Yeah, he did. So here is a little highlight video from Ben Davis. I almost call him Ben Stone. I have no idea why. Ben Davis. Here we go.
All right, you can see 33 through 36. Cyril Cardines Daria Pajak, Owen Darby, William Matefi, Idamaro Ruiz, Jeffrey Campbell, Christopher Prather, Anthony Santos, Ian Fitzpatrick, and Taylor Major. Round out this first group that we've got here, Ben.
But we're going to start here. Daria Pajok is how you pronounce that last name, though. Yeah, that's a tough one.
All right, welcome back here, lanes 41 to 44. We've got Rafael Medina, Justin Bohn,
arguably one of the best youth bowlers to have ever bowled. Justin Bohn, his last name's Bohn. That's all you really got to say. Also, he's minus 11 after 2.
Wow.
Not the start I expected, especially as Justin Bohn, his paired counterpart, is plus 101 after 2.
Justin Bohn putting up a whole Benji Franklin up there.
Cringeworthy.
I mean, you can't make this shit up.
Cringeworthy. What do you guys in the comments think? I mean,
did he get paid to do this? Like, was he paid, or was it like, hey, we need a volunteer. We're gonna do a dart throwing contest, hit the balloon also, because that's really horrific. And that's coming from the amateur.
Look at what people are saying in the comments, dude. It's like nobody even knows what to say. Somebody said earlier that BowlTV lost a subscriber. I totally agree with that. But the other thing is like, how difficult is it in this? We know just in 5 minutes we could gather 100 names of people that are brilliant with commentating that would fucking do it in a heartbeat. Why do you go find this guy? And he's not even like a name. He's a newbie who obviously hasn't done his research for our sport anyway.
Ed was told the correct pronunciation twice.
Wrong again.
You're watching his dad for a good 15 minutes finish up the first game of the C Squad, and he was calling PB3. He literally called him Parker Bohn. I heard him say it. Mm-hmm. Same spelling when maybe didn't know he was his kid, but it's the same fucking spelling. Why? And then his partner corrected him, and not really corrected him, but said his name correctly, and then he makes a stupid fucking joke about putting up a Benjamin at the end. He called him Justin Bohn again. Like, fuck me, dude. This guy is six ways of stupid. It's sad. It really is. Unfortunately, Fred John Stevenson canceled already.
You should have just given me your subscription because I don't watch anyway. So
that's true. And then the inflections of the names were cringeworthy on anybody that he announced. I mean, he's got a cool voice. I mean, he's got some personality, but fuck, man, at least like.
I'm surprised he didn't say Fitzpatrick.
That's a great point, then.
He got Ildemaro Ruiz right in that battle.
He aced that one.
Yeah,
he must have stood in the mirror for like an hour and a half, though, doing that, thinking that Bond's easy.
And
he also said that Alexis Runk was Brandon's little sister.
David, I was just gonna bring that up. I was actually going to say Anthony reached out. And Alexis Runk is Anthony Nier's sister, his little sister Alexis, who's married to Brandon Runk. And the announcer, I think he said that they were brother and sister, not that they were married. Just to add to the laundry list of not doing your homework or know what you've got in front of you. And the guy before that you threw up, he said, why would you bring in somebody brand new out of all events, a major? With 450 some odd entries that they got at the Masters, it's the biggest turnout of the year still. And this is when you decide to bring in somebody who people now don't even want to fucking listen to the major because you got this asshole in the booth. Not this asshole in the booth, but what's the word? This uneducated person.
Yahoo, ham and egger.
Yeah. It's
what if is it possible that somebody they had lined up just their car broke down and so they went to the Waffle House like across the way and they were like, "Hey, let me hear you talk," and the guy was like, "Well, we got." Angela Rackin, you're in. Let's go. Don't pronounce the H in bone. The H is silent.
What's up, Boo?
What's his name? Just had on that last post. They said he said, I've done some NEBA commentating in the past, and I've had some tough names, but I would never get one wrong that's been famous for 34 years.
But he literally got his dad. He got Parker's name.
That's exactly the point. But
he got Parker's name right. Like, Again, I can understand the correlation if he doesn't know that Justin was his kid, but it's literally the same fucking spelling.
Maybe until he wins a title, he's not going to let him have the name. I don't know. It could be like some insider really reaching at this point. It's fine. Just the guy's the soul of the month.
Jim Rogers says we should bring him on the show.
We should. She's like, so, what are you thinking? What are you doing? Do we want to keep harping on this, or we want to change?
Sure. I mean, if you want to, sure. I mean, we got time to fill.
I don't think everything's been said as far as Rob's dying right now.
You know what the worst?
Having a stroke in the corner. Just FYI, look at Rob right now in the corner. He's either vomiting, he's probably sucking chicken grease out of a straw.
He's drinking probably like a 2 liter of orange Fanta out of a big straw.
Thinking it was a chicken grease out of a straw, all salty.
Skyer says, "Am I the only one that can't see the comments on the Facebook feed?" Yes, you're literally the only one. Sucks to suck, bro.
That's because you whined about it in the beginning. Where's my plug? What about me, guys?
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, I mean, it's. I haven't watched anything from today, so that was what happened yesterday or Monday, I believe. But
I think Sperone's right. By the way, he was, but he's saving. It's reheated.
Rudy Rev's in the house. What's going on, brother? Yeah, dude, it is what it is. They have a lot of squads. There's a lot of bowling. They have, not the regular guys can't do it all. I want to say one of them was with them for a little bit. I don't know if it's Craig or I can't remember the other guy's name, but he was there with them. But your broadcasting partner should at least correct you. He corrected him on Daria. He should be like, you mean Justin Bohn? Oh yeah, sorry, Justin Bohn.
Ain't there little notes you just write with a long over the O, or did they not teach that anymore?
Chuck Ritchie, formerly of BowlTV, which God bless you, you should be there doing this instead of this fucking dumbass we got here, Ben Davis. But,
Chuck Ritchie, who missed the Brandon Bohn match today because he isn't there anymore.
Anyway, let's talk about what actually matters, and that is the actual competition. Australia's own, not Belmo, but Sam Cooley was on fire, surging to the top of the list. He is plus 435 right now, which is holy shit. He went on fire during the second round, and the aforementioned Justin Bohn is still, I believe, he's in the top.
He 30. Close.
He's 20.
Hey, are Cooley and Cheeks related?
I don't know.
Cheeks is in the in the chat. Are Cooley and Cheeks? They got to be related by like a.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right?
I forgot Cooley and Cheeks, 100%.
Yeah.
And
Justin Bohn is 29th right now, plus 241. So I'm like, even that, plus 241.
No way that can't be correct. Justin is around the number. He's around 60. He's going to be around 60th, right?
Well, let me update because I just looked at this before we went on.
This is A and C after 15 and B after 10 games.
Let's see. God bless PBA.com.
Yeah, Justin wound up, he's in 60th at plus 222. And there's only one squad left, and that is B squad, which bowls this evening.
So the link that PBA.com took me to was old. Shocker. That's all
right. But you know what? While we're on the discussion, I'm going to address the elephant in the room, and I'm going to side with my left-handed homies here for a little while, because it's no secret that this year hasn't been the best on the left side of the lane so far. But when you have 450 bowlers competing in one event like the USBC Masters, which is a major, it's double money. All the extras are there. Not to mention all these guys are out there trying to make their livings in life. So aside from their talent, it would be nice to actually go somewhere and be able to successfully earn money, even if you have a bad week, like you just get to grind.
Yeah.
But there's 450 bowlers across 3 squads going on at the Suncoast right now. And you mean to tell me that one left-hander is going to make the top 64? One? That to me is I don't even know where I want to go with this, because I always am the guy that's trying to find the happy medium and say that shit balances out. which it eventually does. But man, oh man, you figured maybe they would have tried to do something with trying to give the lefties a little bit of something, so at least maybe one or two guys, maybe three guys got a check.
Yeah.
But that many entries and you got one lefty in the top 64, that's a train wreck kind of mistake, man. And I feel very, very deeply for all the lefties out there, especially this season, but especially this week, trying to make a living out there. I'm going to talk to Butters about it later. I'm assuming he's just beside himself right now.
I mean, especially with the hammer guys, with 70 AD coming out and the hammer effect, you'd think those balls would be in play. But, I mean, looking from what I saw from early qualifying, people are having trouble on the fresh, and people on the burn seem to be bowling better. And it's, a 43-foot pattern. It's hard to watch, especially watching Parker early. He just had trouble figuring out. And this is a guy, obviously, that's seen it all, done it all. But we know Parker, he likes to be on the left side of the left side of the approach, right? Like, he doesn't usually play across and swing it out. So does that hurt him, Johnny?
This week, it didn't really matter what you did on the left side of the lane. It didn't matter if you threw it like Brandon Bon Jovi, if you threw it like Parker Bohn, if you threw it like Michael Holloman. It didn't really matter if you threw it like George Gohagen. If you were on the left side of the lane this week, you were dead.
Yeah.
So when there's that many elements impeding what you can do on your side of the lane, to a point that every version of you, I mean, this is like saying Earl Anthony, Jason Couch, my dad, and I don't know, John Gant, just to give you like a range of 4 completely different games. But all 4 of them were shut out. You couldn't dump it up 6 like Earl. You couldn't wheel the 4th hour like Couch. You couldn't shove it up, 15 to 10 like Gant. You couldn't play the rail like Parker. You just are screwed. And a 43-foot pattern with however many mills there are in a place like Suncoast, where the heads are treacherous and the racks are atrocious. And now you don't have the luxury of the urethane balls. Now you only have the harder surface ones. The lefties are now not only forced to use more resin, but they're now using resin on a pattern where there's not enough of them to ever make the blend. Right. So what you just said earlier was they're trying to stay close on the fresh and then get them in the burn blocks. The lefties have them just as hard, if not worse, on the fresh, but they never get the blend of the night block.
No.
So when you're watching the righties grind their ass off for 10-20, 10-40 for 5, and you see, oh, here's a lefty that shot 10-20. Well, that's the best block that lefty's going to have.
Right.
Well, that's probably the worst one this righty's going to have. And as the week progresses, we see it every time. There'll be astronomical matches shot against, and it's going to be a great tournament. I mean, there's a lot of big, great names in there. But again, just speaking to what happens in events like this is what happens over and over and over again. And the lane maintenance crew has not figured out a way to just keep them somewhat even. Yeah. And this year it's really, really gotten to a point that it's extremely noticeable.
Especially when you see a guy like Belmo, who was struggling early, was down around the cut after the first 2 rounds. He's up there in the top, I think he's top 5 now? Where am I at here? Looking at the latest one. He's 9th. So, I mean, he was struggling early, and then he figured it out because obviously everyone, there's so many righties in the field too. That give them a better chance. It sucks. I mean, you'd think at this point now there'd be something that I don't want to say give lefties an edge, but at least something that kind of evens the playing field. And it's just not that way. I mean, and it's not every tournament, obviously, but with something like this, like the major, like the Masters or the U.S. Open, it's just it's hard. What do you think could be done, Johnny, to try to kind of even the playing field?
Tell you the truth, I actually don't really even know the answer. It's a great question. I think that the elimination of the urethane balls really, really hurt the lefties with the way the lanes are playing these days, with the 2-handed power game, the evolution of scorching up the front part of the lane, and it's I don't have a definitive answer of what they could possibly do right now, because like we said earlier, it's not just one specific left-hander that's struggling. I mean, we haven't seen Packy. We haven't seen Jesper. We haven't seen Buttroff. We haven't seen Anthony Nair. These are all different kinds of games, and none of them. The only lefty I think we've seen this year that I can recall is Nate Stubler.
Yeah.
And I think maybe we saw Matt Russo once, if I recall correctly. But they've been so few and far between. We haven't seen any Kevin Williams. We haven't seen anybody like that. Simonelli has been very, very vocal about the way his season's gone.
Yep.
But that just goes to show you that whatever they're all collectively trying, nothing is working. So it's not that you have to. I'm not saying give up, but there does got to come a point where you've got to, I guess, try and shut your brain down, because it's apparent to everybody what's going on right now. And even right-handers are kind of soft-spoken about this right now, because they're just feeding on what they got on top of everything. But it's got to be comforting for right-handers to know that there is basically no chance this season for the lefties to run away with it, just based off what's available to them as far as their equipment and what's available to everybody that's out and what they're actually bowling on the lanes.
Yeah, I mean, I follow Kim Ballaby on Facebook, and he even got to the point a few weeks ago where he's like, I don't even know if I want to bowl anymore. I mean, that's just how bad it's been getting. And obviously you and Butters had a heart-to-heart, and he's been very frustrated as well. And it's just,
sure,
they have they're defeated before they walk in the bowling center at this point. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter what equipment they have or what they throw. It's just not working. It sucks, man. I hate it because there's so many talented bowlers out there. And I don't think there's any conspiracies behind it. I don't think anybody's, walling up the right side just to have, the top bowlers like Simo and Belmo. I mean, they're going to figure out anyway, but I don't think there's any nefarious things going on. But hopefully they can figure it out.
I hope so too, man. It's got to be. It's so depressing for the guys that are out there. It's just sad, And without getting too much into the lefty-righty debate, I mean, numbers don't lie, and what's going on out there right now, they need to figure out something.
Yeah.
Now, and they obviously can't bring back the softer urethane balls, because when they had those, they were a little bit lopsided on the left side of the lane. So now what do you do? What's the happy medium? But I think that the hardness rule kind of backfired on them hardcore. Because aside from the first week at the Players, where everybody was throwing those 78 UIQs and the show that Ryan Barnes made and Stubes, we haven't really seen a urethane-dominated show like that throughout the rest of the season thus far.
True.
So, and what's crazy is I've never seen so many lefties now being forced to throw resin, but it kind of does prove the point of why, a lefty doesn't want to throw urethane and plastic all the time, guys. Let's just throw that out there, especially high rev lefties. We want to throw resin. We would like to do what the right-handers do. We just can't, because there's never any time for the lanes to blend, and we never create any hold, and we never create any bump. So right. It's not like we're one-dimensional and we want to play where we're playing. We're playing the only thing that the lanes allow us to play. So when you guys, when say a Belmo goes and shoots 50 over his first block, now he's in his locker room or he's in his hotel room, and he's assessing what surface changes, what balls he's going to bring, how he's going to attack the lanes differently, so he could go 100 and 150 over in the next two blocks. What the lefty is doing after he goes 20 over on day one, he goes, oh my God, I just bowled the best 5 games of my life, grinded my ass off, and averaged 204 for the day. And I don't know if I can do that 2 more times. And even if I do, it's not going to get me a check this week. That's fucking sad, man. And it happens way too often. Way too often.
It's a big commitment to be out there and tour and to put in the money and to be away from home and your family and all that. It's just, and to get discouraged, like I said, before you even walk into the bowling center, knowing that it's going to be a fucking tough grind and you have it harder than the rest. It sucks. It sucks. There's not much more we can say on it, but very good points, Johnny, as always. I asked you a question earlier this morning I showed you a screenshot from Darren Tang, who was just about playing on the other approach and swinging it out as far as he could. I've seen that from him pretty often, following his YouTube channel. I think it was last year at the U.S. Open. He was actually standing as far left as he could and lofting it out to the arrows because he couldn't find anything that works. We talked to the old guys about hand manipulation and hand tricks and doing different things to flatten out your wrist or, try to take some hand out of it and put less revs into it. I don't want to single Darren out because I'm sure he's not the only one, but if you're playing that far left as a righty, shouldn't you be able to do something other than ball change with your hand to try to hit the pocket without knocking the other guy off the approach next to him?
If he's lofting, he's not exactly hitting the lefty.
Well, I mean, he wasn't lofting this week, but I just use that as an example. But I mean,
I know what you're saying, like the Chris.
Are you trying to ask me, like, there's got to be a different way, like with hand manipulation, to not have to move so far to the left?
Yeah, is that a lost art with the newer?
Aren't they? Is with the bowling ball really?
That's what the patterns tell you have to do in order to maximize carry and strike percentage. Those guys are the best guys. They're the best in the world. They're doing what the pattern tells them to. You may get a rare occasion on, say, like one that I distinctly remember was a show that Norm Duke made it at the Shark Championship. And on the Shark pattern, which was like 45 to 47 feet in length.
Everybody's deep inside.
Exactly. If you do the rule of 31, you want the ball to be around 16 at the break point. And the way to get the ball to 16 with the proper angle through the pins is from deep inside, right? Well, Norm Duke made that TV show and ran the ladder, won all 4 matches and won the title, throwing the ball straight up 5. He figured out a way to play a zone that you're not allowed to play, and it happened to be the way to win. We also saw Mike Machuga do it in the Chameleon Championship when he ran the ladder, playing out with a mixture of 3 or 4 different balls when everybody else on the show was where you're supposed to be on Chameleon, even though that one you could play multiple angles. But at no point should you be anywhere near where Machuga was compared to everybody else. And but like, we see that shit happen here and there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure throughout the course of a tournament, the guys try, but most likely it's because the heads are completely gone. So as soon as that ball touches the lane, it's hooking. So even if you deaden your hand to get it through there, it doesn't have enough gusto to change direction down lane.
Yeah, then you're just going to pick off your 10-pin or wash out or something like that.
Yeah,
really.
Or if it hits like a bag of dicks. It's
and then rolls out and and again you leave a bucket or fucking Ocho, man.
Fair enough.
So when you see that migration path, it's because it's what they do. Now, contrary to that, if you go watch the women, you very, 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 very rarely see the women that deep, because they don't destroy oil patterns the way that men do.
Right.
Sorry if that's fucking sexist to our sensitive viewers, but they break down.
That's actually a fact. It's because the rev rate isn't as deep.
It's literally a fact. Yeah.
Right.
So that's why it doesn't. To the guys, it's a compliment to the women. It's a detriment to the guys because the women at least can stay and play.
And what the hell was I going to
do? Gene, I've never seen a bag of dicks hit.
I have a lot.
Come watch me bowl league. You'll know what it looks like.
That needs to be on t-shirt.
I collect them. I have lots of bags. So
I forgot what the hell I was going to say now.
I don't think it matters. It's just
probably important.
You're talking about the lower rev rate from the women and not tearing up.
And then you did this. I'm sorry if it's sexist. As you're jerking.
Thank you. You see, you got me back.
Good job.
Well, yeah. What I was going to say was, see, I lost it again.
That women should be doing this instead of bowling? Was that what you were going to say?
I said there's a lot more women nowadays that curve the ball compared to yesteryear. Like yesteryear, we had Kelly Kulick and Michelle Feldman, Leanne Hulsenberg, and that was Wendy McPherson was kind of in the middle. But now you got Daria, you got Verity, you got Stephanie Zavala, you got Dasha, you got Ashley Gallant. Like there's a lot of bigger wheeling women now than there was 20 years ago, and they still don't destroy the patterns the way that the men do. So they're typically allowed to stay in the zones that the pattern may not necessarily say you can for a lot longer than the men.
Gotcha. By the way, Jeff Riggles chimes in from 11thframe.com. FYI, PBA is not doing the lanes this week and didn't do them in the U.S. Open, so conflating those two tournaments with PBA Tour tournaments is wrong. That is correct.
I knew it.
Blame Chad Murphy.
I knew it.
Can we blame Chad? Can we blame Chad for the dipshit announcer that's in there this week as well? Does he have anything to do with
that? We can blame Chad for
weapons of mass destruction if we need
to.
At this point,
I think Chad invaded
using
Russia.
A bowling ball from 2008. Hell of it.
Well, that's true. Well, I still got you beat mine from 93. So
if you don't use them.
I wasn't sure, Johnny. That's why
I still use my balls.
That's why I asked that question, because I wasn't, I'm not familiar with. Well, fuck, I'm just not familiar with bowling nowadays since I haven't bowled in I don't know fucking how long.
But, why are you here anyway? Like you have a purple,
I'm a host.
Green bowling ball, and
that's true. You're right. I'm mentoring Ben Davis. We just host. We know nothing about bowling at all. And
well, no, that's my job. But why are you here?
Oh, yeah, I haven't bowled since the last time I checked my email. Thanks, Chuck. I appreciate that.
Good point. Oh, yeah, and by the way, we did get your email from he had his Windows 98 computer rebooted. I purposely paid for it. And whoever that was that emailed us from mindspring.com, thank you. No, we don't have any Columbia U dots. Back to you so late.
Rudy Rev says, bag of dicks is my new go-to.
Somebody call the art department and get some new shirts to manscape your bag of dicks. And then
I was answering a text from Justin Bohn.
Okay, good. Has he had anything to say about any of this? I'm sure he's heard of it.
I haven't spoken to him, honestly. That was just
at least the guy didn't pronounce the H. Had he said Bohn, like maybe we really got a freaking rip on him.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, I'm trying to look at the bright side. The drink is half full.
This is what happens when we have no guests.
My biceps are way full.
37 minutes, we're out of material already. That's all.
That's because you guys don't talk about league anymore. That's the problem. That's where you guys screw up.
Ocho, how you doing your league, buddy?
Don't worry about it. And nobody should ever challenge Ocho in league anymore because I'm unconscious. Who the hell was it that weeks ago, I'll bowl Ocho? No, you will not. I guarantee you will not. I got 10 masks that guarantee you won't. Because I'm in a zone, damn it.
Good evening.
I wouldn't bowl Ocho at Howell.
No.
I wouldn't bowl Ocho at Howell.
Besides him. Well, I did lose one bet unintentionally.
Go on.
But that's not the point. You know what? You know how nobody can find Waldo? I'm why nobody can find Waldo. Waldo doesn't want to bowl Ocho. That's what I'm saying.
Chuck Ritchie says he'll bowl you for a mask.
I'll just give you a mask. Give me $100.
When are we going to do the unmasking of the Och?
What mask? I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Still, the Ocho zone. Yeah, well, Ocho's in his zone. He's right. This guy's right. Ocho's in his zone.
How about this, real quick?
You know, I should.
How about we at least
come on a warning sign? You know how like cigarettes that it's detrimental to your psyche. That's what Ocho is. You do not want to challenge Ocho. It's detrimental to your bowling health. Do not challenge Ocho or these.
Well, I know better than to challenge you at Howell. That's for sure.
Except for 1-0, but that's not the point.
Let's go for a bold little prediction here. I know it's early and it's a complete, kind of luck of the draw, luck of the lane selection, luck of everything when it comes to this tournament, which is why we have so many people you've heard of for the first time as Masters champion. But let's boldly pick who we think is going to take it all this week.
I'm going to go with the 4-time champ, Jason Belmonte. He needs a big win to catch up. He's 7th in points right now, so I see him making big moves here during match play. And we have a double elimination format this week as well. And the past champion, last year's champion, Anthony Simonson, if he doesn't make the cut, he still has another chance to get in based on winning last year. So that's another wrinkle. He can just and they mentioned on the show that he can pretty much just experiment all week.
Yeah, the way it works if you're the champion is you can bowl the qualifying. You don't have to, but if you choose to bowl qualifying, you are seated higher than 64th, that's where you're seated. But the previous champion is guaranteed the 64 seed. So even if he were to finish, say, 300th, he'd still be the 64 seed.
Yep.
In the matches.
So who you going with, Johnny?
I was going to take Belmo too. I think that the break between his break and the break, he's already in Belmo form. Steady. He's already climbing, and his match play record is undoubtedly one of the greatest in history.
True.
Another guy I would like to see make it far is Tommy Jones. I'd like to see him get another major.
Ocho, what are your thoughts? Who do you think will win this week?
So we're done with league talk.
We'll get back into it.
Oh, yes.
I'm going with Belmo. It's kind of hard to do that. I know. It's like when Jeremy McGrath was winning all those Supercross races. I know everybody knows Supercross. The king of Supercross, Jeremy McGrath, won freaking 7 titles. He's got 72 freaking victories, 30 ahead of anybody else. Everybody picked Jeremy McGrath, but Belmo isn't quite. He's the best now, but I'm going with Belmo.
Let's run down the top 15 here. I'll do it in honor of Ben Davis. I'll butcher everyone's name. We have Marcus Janson in first. We got Sam Coulee in second. Justin Viach in third.
Related to Chayax, too. Remember that. Coulee.
Carlos Grandiose is in fourth. Jorgio Kleinaz in fifth. Petey Vergas in sixth. Robin Pearson in seventh. Patrick Dombrowski in eighth. Jason Belmonte is in ninth. We have Kyle Trop in 10th.
It's Trout. God. Sound
Sean
it out, Rob.
Lavery
Jesus.
Spahar in 11th. Tyler Cortez Schmuck in 12th. We got Anal Johnson in 13th. Jarno Lady in 14th. And Maxime Dubois rounds out the top 15.
Nice work.
Fran Coyce doing the announcing, and here we are. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Rob Francois sounding out.
All right, let's get back to league talk. Ocho, what did you shoot last week, brother?
Doesn't matter. I just won. I won everything. I won everything, goddammit.
You literally bitched about leaving league talk, and now you don't.
I wanted to talk my shit and say how much of a detriment it is to challenge Ocho in league. That's all. I'm unconscious. My average is probably 280 something at this point. That's how freaking insane I am. Take it away. Johnny, tell them how good I am on league. It's your job now.
He's unbeatable at Howell.
No. Wait. What's this at Howell thing?
Because you don't bowl anywhere else.
That's not the point.
Okay. Well,
that's not the point.
From what I've
Imagine
seen,
me bowling somewhere else.
From what I've seen, he's unbeatable.
That's fair. Okay.
At Howell Lanes.
Johnny, you bowl on Mondays and Tuesdays. How are you doing so far?
I'm finally in a consistent rhythm at Howell where I'm shooting high sixes, low sevens pretty much every week. So I got somewhat comfortable at Howell. Carolier still is like the biggest ego stroke of my life. I feel like I feel like EJ Tackett when I bowl at Carolier. The way the pins fall, how fast I throw it, how committed I am at the foul line. Carolier is like if I could add a couple more elements to Carolier, that is my heaven.
Yeah,
that's where I'd like to go when I die. I know it sounds weird, but put Carolier on like a tropical island somewhere. I could live there forever.
Maybe we can bury you under lane 2.
So if you know the shot there, would Ocho then be even better there, or would it just be lateral move? Just for
you want a dead? You want look, here is full transparency.
No ego stroking.
If I bowled you 10 times at Howell Lanes, I would lose either 3-7 or 4-6.
No.
Shut up for a minute.
I think 6-8.
Shut up for a minute. I would lose 3-7 or 4-6. If we bowled against each other at Carolier,
10-0 you.
You would either lose 10-0 or 9-1.
Okay, I'd get one out of it. Okay.
Period.
Well, so my score would be the same. You're just that much in the zone. Is that what you're that, or am I struggling there?
We always talk about a bowler has an A game.
Yes.
Well, everything that I've ever been born and bred to do in the sport of bowling, I can do it to 100% of my capabilities without one mental thought at Carolier Lanes. The true definition of a house hack.
So I could win one game. So you're saying there's a chance. I read.
Yeah. Yes.
We have an official challenge from JD Santalucia. He'll bowl you.
Wait. Who is this Amanda chick? Wait a second. Who is this Amanda?
Amanda is our number one. Amanda's our number one.
Get her up here.
I met Amanda in Vegas. She's the best.
She's awesome. Up here. Yeah.
She's little bark. Don't write checks that your ass can't cash, Amanda.
Yes, sir.
I'm pretty sure she would own you.
No, I'm not. That's not a joke. I'm sure
there's no doubt. Yes, she would.
There's no doubt.
If she got lucky enough to bowl against me. Again, it's hazardous to your health.
She's a refty. You know what that is, right?
So good. I'm getting 20. Works.
Yep.
I got a 148 average, Amanda. Quit picking on me.
Let her go.
I don't like this.
Apparently, there's people in line that want to bowl Ocho now. Chuck Ritchie wants to bowl. He says my challenge wasn't legit. He'll drive to New Jersey.
We welcome that.
Of course, you get in line. I'm out. I'll knock them down. You kidding me? I'll walk in. I'll smoke everybody. I am.
Amanda says, "Oh, this ass can cash the checks." She is a reverse hook bowler. Does that mean?
I don't know what that means. So
she's a backup bowler.
Yes, a refty.
A refty.
It's great that she said her ass can cash.
See,
now
when you
it's
said
on.
refty, I thought maybe she studied in Japan, but that's just me.
Oh no.
Lobster crawls. So why don't we get the sponsors of Manscaped to put this together?
Okay.
Fly Amanda out. She can stay with us for a month if she wants. Cook the meals, probably clean the floors a little bit, and then we'll go bowling. Tell me that wouldn't be fun.
Yeah, it sounds fun for her.
Yeah.
It's on Manscaped. We're doing this. Rob, call.
I'll call him. I will get in touch with our rep, and I will make that happen. The Manscaped Ocho Challenge. It's coined by Chuck Ritchie. That's
she gets the Manscaped Ocho. All right, Christ. She forfeits. I guarantee that.
This show is off the rails.
This is what you guys wanted.
We need one of these bullshit sessions once. We can't have a guest.
Maybe I should be.
We need a bullshit session once in a while.
It's true. It's true. I do miss I love our guests. Don't get me wrong. We've talked to some amazing people, but we this kind of gets back to the heart of what this show was when it originally started.
Exactly. We got to get Brad Miller on here soon, though.
We do need Brad Miller on here. Didn't the dipshit Ben Davis fuck him up too? Thought he was somebody else.
Call him Millar? There's no way.
I would love to hear that. What?
Did he?
Somebody on? I think was
really
Chuck. I swear to God, somebody said that he confused Brad Miller with somebody else.
Oh yeah.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I thought you meant he screwed up his pronunciation. I'm sorry.
It said something about the Brad and Kyle show incorrectly.
And here's Brad Sherman and Kyle Miller getting up to.
I don't want to butcher his name, but Matt Zweig.
Okay, Zweig.
And Brad Miller are on B Squad. Chuck thinks he messed them up yesterday and called them the other's name by accident, which is that's kind of funny.
No, actually, it was intentional. This guy.
Brett Loriger says, even closed captions said Bohn. That's fucking hilarious. That's that's so good. But yes, I'll work on getting Brad Miller on the show because I know you have a lot to talk to him about, Johnny. I know. I can't even say that with a straight face. It's funny that it's the running joke of the show and everybody knows it. Like, it's just fucking, even when I'm watching BowlTV, somebody that watches their show will see Brad on there and mention that it's like your fucking favorite bowler or some shit like that.
So Amanda just DM'd me, said, please keep flexing. Your biceps will distract me. You'll win every time. I have it right here. It's in my phone. Literally, she just – thank you, Amanda. You know what? I forfeit to you for you sending that. I appreciate that.
This is the quote of the week. Brad Miller, the guy who looks like Tommy Pickles grown up.
I love David.
Winner.
Oh, you win. You win this week.
Yes.
They win.
Yes.
That is the quote of the week.
Oh, my God.
Now, people don't – someone's going to go in their comments and start posting that on the show, and I'm not gonna feel bad, but I'm gonna laugh every time.
Tommy Pickles for president. Oh, that's fucking great. Poor that guy. Is so good. Johnny, I meant to ask you,
almost unfair,
Johnny, before we wrap up the league talk. What are you averaging on Mondays and Tuesdays? Do you know?
I'm low 220s on Monday and mid 230s on Tuesday.
Yeah, ouch, you're fucked. There's no way you could.
I'm
222. You couldn't beat him in either house.
That's my weight, my cholesterol, my cholesterol, my freaking how many times I can bench it? 48 times.
I will tell you, one of the contributing factors I think to my struggles on Monday night is, guys got to remember, I work graveyard. So Monday nights I clock in at 10 p.m. My league starts at
He's bowling right before work.
My league starts at 6:30 p.m. We get done with throwing the last shot right around 9:30. So when I'm in Jersey, I'm about 15 minutes from Dad's place, Mom and Dad's place. So I got to legit finish my last shot, change into my shoes, throw my shit in my car, get home, get clocked in, walk Evelyn, and then start working until 6 a.m. So I never go to league on Monday nights committed to bowling. I go there making sure I have good time management, because if it looks like I can't finish game 3 and I have to leave, I need to be aware of that. I can't be drinking. So I don't enjoy, I would enjoy bowling Mondays a hell of a lot more. My average would reflect that if that wasn't in the back of my mind the entire time I was bowling.
And Tuesdays is your start of your weekend.
Right, exactly. And Tuesday is my Saturday night. And I bowl a quick doubles league with a good friend. And then I always bowl with JD's son, Joseph, when we're done for at least 3 or 4 games. We bowl until the bowling alley closes around 10:30, 11. They start kicking people out. And then and that's my Saturday night. And I usually, not only am I in the comfortable place, like I said earlier with Carolier, but I know that when I take my shoes off, I get to relax and hang out with everybody.
That's really cool, JD's kid, to bowl with you and kind of give you the rub and, mentor you a little bit. I mean, that's really good. That's really good of him to do that. So
I love him for it.
John, speaking of which, JD says your ball hits like it's 25 pounds upstairs and 10 downstairs at Carolier.
That is exactly right.
Amanda Moore has an update.
Downstairs, basically.
Amanda has an update to the alleged DM that she sent you. She said, I did not, Ocho. There's a reason Petraglia is the sexiest man in bowling, not you.
Oh, I'm not in bowling. I am everywhere. He can be the world's smartest horse if he wants. That's fine by me.
Johnny Sperone, that was chicken grease chapstick that I used, courtesy of Popeyes. Chuck says, didn't know Chippendales was open from 10 to 6. That's
Chuck, thank you.
That's your night job.
I did. We've been there a bunch of... Oh, no shit. Never mind. Forget I said that.
I ran out of singles. I mean,
we'll edit that out on the audio version.
Sure.
Edit what out?
Yeah, what'd you say, Ouch? I didn't hear you.
The bastard stole my cake.
We still have 87 strong in here. Thank you, everybody, for watching us. We have...
Stoink everybody. And fuck Doc Sullivan.
People on our Twitter page watching right now. That's cool.
Hey, Rob, why don't you tell everybody about our audio podcast, where if they listen on iTunes or...
Hey, guys, if you don't listen to us, if you're only watching YouTube or Johnny's Facebook or our X page, and you want to listen to us on the go on your way to work...
We're even sexier audio version, Amanda.
We are. We will tickle your ears. That's horrible. That's welcome to
Just
Straight
go,
Up
Rob. Do the promo, would you? Tell them about the 5-star review. Leave a comment.
Jazz. I've done that.
You just won't talk about our Twitter handles. You just won't talk about the Apple iTunes, the 5-star comments, the 5-star reviews. I'm saying, and yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Good promo skills. Way to go.
We also have an audio version of this video podcast. You can check us out. Where, Ocho? Where can you find our podcast?
Everywhere. They're in my headphones right now. Look.
Yeah, it's
podcast. There we go.
You can follow us anywhere podcasts are found. Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, iTunes, Apple Podcasts. Google Podcasts is closing down, so please don't subscribe to us on there because you'll be fucked once they close it down. So, but we are on all major podcast platforms, and our X handles or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I am at Rad Rob Gaming. That guy over there to my right is at the Dr Ocho, and this sexy gentleman right down there is at JPJR07. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well, and X at Straight Up 5 Podcast. That's Straight Up the number 5 Podcast on X, Instagram, and TikTok, which I'm still trying to figure out how to do ticks and talks. So it's a young man's game, and that's clearly not me.
Rob, your Twitter handle, does that mean you have a fish sent to you when you said gaming?
Gaming.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The C was silent.
Which I'm also a Twitch gaming streamer. I stream every Tuesday night and Saturday afternoon. Twitch.tv/Rad Rob Gaming if you want to check me out there. Also, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Rad Rob Gaming. I never plug myself. That's one thing I never ever do.
Rob, you plug yourself all the time and you tell us about it. So you can stop
not
that
about
right
me.
now.
It's not about me. But every now and then I do like to plug myself.
Me too.
Troy Lint is in the house. Good evening, Troy. We're just wrapping up here.
Thank you, Troy, for being here. And
good to see you, Troy.
Happy birthday to Troy Lint.
Happy 25th. Oh, shit, he's on the senior.
No, I think he's 64 now, right?
Don't out him. He's 42.
64. Yeah.
Troy Polamalu's jersey. That's what he is. He's 43.
And I'm sure Doc Sullivan wished you a happy birthday as well, Troy. You're your number one fan. I still have to unblock that guy. I really do, because I want to unblock him and give him the link to our podcast and say, here.
Shit, you know what? I think I got a DM from him. Not even joking. I swear. I never looked at it. Shit. Oh, no, it wasn't him. No. Who did I? No. Shit. It was who's the guy that Stan? I think Stan hit me up and
Stan Young. Yes.
I think it just doesn't. It's all right. I probably just scribbled it out. Stan
Young is a valuable.
Is Stan
member
friends with Troy,
certified.
or like?
He might be. I don't know. He's definitely not friends with Belmo because he has a shirt called Blomo. So there's that.
There is.
Is his name Stan or was it Dan? That's the part I don't remember.
Dan.
It's Stan Young, but he.
Oh, fuck him. He's Stan. All right. So that's probably
he's lovingly called Stan by the greatest bowler of all time.
Well, how the hell did he get to me? I'm Ocho, damn it.
We need a shirt that says I'm Ocho, damn it. We really got to get on this.
That's screwing up the I'm Gumby, damn it thing. We can't rip off SNL. It's
all right. We have a little over a minute and a half here before we get to 60 minutes. That's going to be our cutoff line. So, anybody got anything to say before we wrap it up here?
Don't challenge Ocho,
okay. Johnny.
Oof.
Except Amanda, because that sounds like fun.
I guess I'll say something a little bit deep.
Sure.
Anything in life, do it consistently, and you'll see results.
Anything like plugging yourself and whatnot.
You do anything consistently, you're going to see results, for better or worse.
You'll be the best.
How about Ocho that hasn't picked up a weight since COVID and still has the largest arms in the podcast?
It really is. They say certain people just have the correct genetics and shit like that. If I stop weightlifting for a day, I really feel like I go from like Razor Ramon to a snowman. That's what I feel like from one day of not lifting. He hasn't lifted in a year, and he continues to grow and stay lean.
When you say snowman, I mean, are you talking like Frosty or Olaf from Frozen?
I'm talking about like just a hunk of
doughy.
How about we just say that? How about the Pillsbury Doughboy, but big and tall?
You could just say Rad Rob. That's all you had to say.
Fattered Rad Rob.
I would go from Razor Ramon to Fattered Rob.
Yeah.
On that note,
maybe I do wall push-ups. You just don't know.
No, you don't. No,
I don't.
No,
wall push-ups wouldn't make you reach hypertrophy to keep those peaks.
It doesn't matter.
Either you're lying to us, and
I have shown you how.
4 or 5 different sets of dumbbells in your room, or you go every single morning before work or after to retro fitness.
It's luckily if we didn't have this show and I wasn't passive resisting.
Yeah.
By flexing, I'd have nothing left. And I got to post pictures of 2 years ago when I was working out. And then Amanda would really be like, oh, God, I'm going to lose to this guy. Oh, man. Amanda, I have a crush on you.
On that note, gentlemen, I hope you guys have a good week. Hope everybody in our chat has a great week as well. We enjoy having you here each and every week on the Rad Rob Radio Network, our YouTube channel, Straight Up 5. If you're not subscribed to that, if you're watching on Johnny's channel and you're not watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Straight Up 5 Podcast. We got 4,300. I forgot to tell you guys, we got 4,300 views on Bakes on his video. That video keeps climbing and climbing and climbing. I send you a screenshot every couple of days, and it seems to go up like 500 views every day. So I don't know how that got into the algorithms compared to the rest of the shows. I mean, not that we're doing poorly in the other shows, but holy shit.
Yeah, same thing.
He's a draw. Ocho. We already went through Twitter handle. I'm not going to do that joke anymore. Guys, I'm filibustering. We appreciate each and every one of you here on Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. We'll see you next week.
You.
Take care, everybody. Good night. And as always, Mr. Sullivan, go fuck yourself.
Thanks for listening to this edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. You can follow the show on Twitter at Straight Up 5 Pod. Follow Johnny Jr. at JPJR07. Follow Rad Rob at Rad Rob Gaming. And follow Dr. Ocho at the Dr. Ocho. Got a question for Johnny? Send your questions to straightup5podcast@gmail.com. We'll see you next time for another edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. Right here on the Rad Rob Radio Network.
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa Welcome Bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.